Welcome, welcome, welcome to Civility 360, your platform for all things civility, my friends, where civility, influence, and action are our deliverables. Every single week, we bring you the best and the brightest from all around the world. I'm talking about from a 360-degree angle. We're touching every area, every topic, and we're bringing you solutions that work. And that's what it's about. I'm your host, Professor Vernet A. Joseph, and I'm joined by my host, the global world civility leader, Sir Clyde Rivers. How you doing tonight, my friend?
Dr. Vernet, I'm great, man. We are so in a time where a new narrative needs to come forward. And I'm happy to be on Civility 360 with you to host it because it's Civility 360 degrees.
Wow, wow, wow. And this is so powerful. I hope that you all get ready, that you got your pens, your pad, your digital device, whatever it is, because today we have a topic that we're going to be talking about that is absolutely relevant. And it's called I Have a Solution. I'm going to say that again. I want you to pick up what we're putting down very, very early. I have a solution. Sir Clyde Rivers, as we talk, there are so many things that are going on in the world. People's mind are pulled from left to right, from up to down. And, there's a roller coaster of emotions. But what we're here to do is to kind of like level the playing field for everyone and let them know that there is a solution to the world's problems. And I want you to share what's on your heart in this regard so that people can hear and now may be able to begin to experience what we would call a calm, even in the midst of the storm. Talk to us, Sir Clyde Rivers.
You see, Professor Vernet, what I'm doing, I'm starting a movement called I Have a Solution. And you know what? If we look at our problem, people, it is systemic. It has been divisive. And when you start off with the wrong foundation, you're going to end with a damaged house. And right now, we're eating the fruit of the world of a damaged structure and a damaged system. But Professor Burnett, I have a solution. The answer is us. It's all of us, not just us.
Woo!
It's not just us. It's all of us. All of us. And see what this here doesn't have to be complex. If we do, and when you understand James 2:8, the royal law in the scripture says, when you love your neighbor as yourself, you live under liberty. It says, when you mistreat your neighbor, if you keep reading the text, it says you live under transgressions. So I have a solution. Let's treat people well. That's the solution. Come on, Doc. What are you thinking, Professor?
Listen, one of the greatest things that, throughout history and time that people have begun to understand is life truly is supposed to be simplistic, but we as human beings, we make it complex. And as I'm standing here, I'm listening to you, and I know that many people missed it. They need to stand up so that it doesn't go over their head. The true solution is us. Not just us, but us. And when we stand up and we treat people with dignity, respect, integrity, and love, we become the solution. Now, many people would say, oh, that's great, that's churchy, that's this, that's that. Well, let's walk the dog just for a moment. If I treat you the way that I want to be treated, there would be no mistreatment.
Come on.
If I respect you the way I desire to be respected, I would hold you in high regard. If I truly want the best for me, and I want to make sure that I want the best for you, we won't have any robbing, stealing, killing, destroying of one another. We won't have any major issues in society because everyone is going to come with the right state of mind. And that state of mind is you are just important as I am. My family is just as important as your family.
Yes, yes.
Your service is just as important as my service. My love should be contagious, just like your love should be contagious. So when we say that we have the solution, I hope that you don't think that this is a play on words. This is what society and humanity needs so that we can all live a quiet and peaceable life. Come on, talk to us, Sir Clyde Rivers.
You see, as you add, this is what I've seen in my life, Professor Vernet. When you do it God's way, I have victories. So people are stuck on religion. I'm talking about God. Wow. I'm not talking a religious system. I'm talking what the creator of the world said, what structures he put in place. And I'm watching, Professor, people mistreatment around the world has caused civil wars, caused chaos, has caused destruction of institutions by the people you suppress. I've watched that long enough because people won't stay down forever, and God, a just God, can't allow injustice to go forever. So God has to intervene with, and here's a principle that everyone knows: a house divided cannot stand. A nation divided cannot stand. A business with inequitable treatment of people cannot stand because it's a divided house. So you may win for it. You may build the house new, but you didn't know there was a fault line in the middle of it. And God will expose the fault lines. So I'm telling people the truth. They can read leadership books all they want. They can even go to the best conferences. They can be mentored by the great leaders. But if they have institutional inequality, no book in the world will help you overcome a God that wants people treated justly. Professor Vernet.
As we look at this thing, what I want people to pick up is the resounding theme of people treatment. The most precious commodity in the world is people. And when we recognize that gold is not worth more than people, that money is not worth more than people, that status is not worth more than people, that a structure is not worth more than people. Once we, as a world, society, as a country, as a region, as a continent, understand that, then life will start to flow. Right now, there's a blockade in a lot of lives because the mindset is twisted and corrupted. And when the mindset gets right, watch this. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you've got bad thinking or stinking thinking, your life is stinking. Right? If you get out on a golf course and you practice a bad swing, guess what your game's going to be? Bad. If you decide that you want to play a sport, but you're utilizing the rules to another sport, guess what you're going to be? Horrible, right? So what we're saying to you today is that there are rules and laws that have already been set and put in place, not by man, but by God. And when we step outside of those rules and laws, we now have to deal with the consequences. Every action has a reaction, even if that action is a delayed reaction. I hope that you all are picking up. Just because you got away with something for a little bit of time doesn't mean that it will continue perpetually. I'm reminded of a statement that I learned many, many years ago, Sir Clyde Rivers, is what gets tolerated gets perpetuated. And what we need to do is stand up and set a standard instead of laying down and allowing anything to go.
Wow.
This is what we're talking about today. We have a solution, and it's time for us to partake in the solution. There are already too many problems on this earth. We need leaders, world leaders. We need everyday heroes. We need humanitarians. We need everybody in their own right to stand up for what is right. Talk to us, sir.
And this is why I'm starting the movement. I have a solution. And let me tell you what the solution is. Professor Vernet, you're going to say, this is so simple, Dr. Rivers, that it'll be hard for people to miss. Our solution is this. If the shoe were on the other foot, would you be okay with the same treatment? That's the one question that people need to ask with everything they're doing with other people. If the shoe were on the other foot, would I be okay with the same treatment? If the answer, I had a person, we're talking about George Floyd, and they said, well, yeah. I said, no. I'm just going to ask you one question. If the shoe were on the other foot, if you were Mr. Floyd and the officer had his knee on you, would you want the same treatment? He said, no way. I said, then that's your answer. So you can tell me intellectual knowledge all you want. If the shoe were on the other foot, would you want a job working? Would you want a job working for a way that you can't make it on? Would you want that for yourself? No. Well, don't give it to others. Would you want to work a job with no benefits? No. Then don't do it for others. So I call this the golden question, because I have a solution, is live the golden rule, but major on the golden question. If the shoe were on the other foot, would I be okay with the same treatment?
The golden rule and the golden question. The golden rule and the golden question. I want that to sink in just for a moment. The golden rule and the golden question. If you don't understand the rule, speak the question out loud. If you don't understand the rule, speak the question out loud. Now, let me share it from a different perspective, and maybe you may grasp it. I have a principle which I call the NEF principle, N-E-F. If you remove the name and you remove the emotion and you take all of the feeling out of a situation, and you were watching something unfold on the big screen, if you say that it's stupid, if you say that it's unjust, if you say that it's not right while you're watching it on the big screen, then no matter what name, emotion, or feeling that you attach to that thing, you still have to say that it's stupid, that it's dumb, that it's unjust, and that it's not right.
Wow.
I hope that you all are picking up what we are putting down today, because we have a solution, and that solution can revolutionize our lives if we would only practice the solution. We can put laws in place. We can put regulations in place. We can have practices and philosophies. Golden rule, golden question. Golden rule, golden question. Talk to us, Sir Rivers.
You see, Professor, you just said something that's so powerful. Their actions have already put laws in motion. the action. What they sow, they reap. That's a biblical law. So, and it's a potential spiritual infraction. So their actions have already initiated a law. And this is what I tell people. People mistreatment, there's an unintended consequence. The boomerang that's coming back will be the exact same one you threw out. It'll come back. See. It says in Matthew, it says, love your neighbor as yourself. It says, upon this hangs the law.
Yes.
Wait, upon this hangs the law. Wait, let me break this down. And this is why I have a solution. Upon this hangs the law. Now, if I treat people well, I'm on the right side of the law, and I'm judged by the right side of the law. If I mistreat people, I'm judged by the wrong side of the law, and you put yourself under the bondage of the law you put out for others. So basically, people mistreatment is a law the individual puts out. And that law is the same one that will come back and tie them up. There was a day where a crime like Mr. Floyd wouldn't have been talked about. The unintended consequence now is you touch one man and spark the entire globe. I have a solution. I have a solution. That solution is treat people how you want to be treated. If in doubt, ask the golden question. If the shoe were on the other foot, would I be okay with the same treatment?
Listen, folks, we can really drop the microphone and walk out of the studios right now. At the end of the day, what we're saying to you, it is so simple that many people are going to treat it as complex. But what we must do is stand up and set the standard. Stand up and set the standard. As we set the standard, lives will begin to change. People will begin to be reformed. Their minds will be renewed. Hearts will start to turn from their wicked ways. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Listen, I've been on the battlefields of war, folks. And what I know is this. There are no atheists in the foxhole. I know that. I know that. So this is the day. This is the hour for us to pick up and understand who we are and what we are here to do. You can ask yourself those two simple things. The golden rule, the golden question. That's all that we have to do. And as you sit in your house, as you sit on your couch, as you're in your living room, if you're talking to your children, your grandchildren, your grandparents, the parent, the golden rule and the golden question. That's all that's needed. What the world needs now are those two things. I believe that. Talk to us, Sir Clyde Rivers.
The positive consequence of living the golden rule, treating people how you want to be treated, you are sowing good for yourself every day. So you reap good back. Wow. When you treat people well, see, there's a law. There's a law. This isn't a suggestion. There's a law. When you treat people well, you're sowing good. So what are you going to reap back? You're going to reap back good. And this is where people have to really understand that this law is beneficial for the betterment of them and their generations. So I tell people, who wants to enjoy temporary privilege and end in permanent destruction?
Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy right there. What I always tell people is this, Sir Clyde Rivers. Why would I have to act like it when I can have it for real? I want that to sink into the people who are listening and watching. Why act like it when you can have it for real? You see, you cannot, and I want you guys to hear me very, very clearly. You cannot manufacture what God wants to manifest in your life. So stop trying to chase what someone else has and start doing what you were called to do. Start showing up how you were meant to show up. What is for you is coming to you. So you don't have to covet. You don't have to, I wish this and what about? No, stay in your lane, because your lane, watch this, although it may be curvy and there's banks on the rivers, but your lane was handcrafted for you. And when you try to get in someone else's lane, it wasn't meant for you. So you're going to feel like you're dodging this and dodging that, but that wasn't your assignment. So stay in your lane and enjoy your lane. The solution is simple: the golden rule and the golden question. I hope that we all understand that this is something that we can teach to the elementary students. And this is something that we can teach to those who are well in age, but may not be wise with wisdom. The golden rule, the golden question. This is the solution for the ages. Picture a world where everyone was civil. Picture a organization where everyone was civil. Picture a continent where everyone was civil. Now picture a world where civility rules. That's what we're talking about today. We have a solution. And that solution is people treatment. How would you operate if everything you needed was taken care of?
Wow. Wow. Professor, Civility 360, I'm asking right now to host this movement. Civility 360
Absolutely.
will be the host for I Have a Solution.
Absolutely. 100%.
And we will have everyone connect in through Civility 360 to spread this. We will create a banner. I have a banner coming out, and we will send it, and we will create 2 simple questions. Treat others how you want to be treated. When in doubt, ask the golden question. And we will spread this all around the world, because I have a solution. And that solution has to run through Civility 360, because it's civility all the time, all around the world. 360 days of the year is what we're doing. And people hear this. God would never create a solution that I want to say this right, that's too complex for everyday people to grab. Everybody in the world knows how they want to be treated. Oh, yeah. Everybody in the world knows they want to be treated. Everyone. So this is God. This is God's wisdom, and it's called the royal law. So if God has a royal law, then that means there's a royal consequence for violating the royal law.
Yes.
And right now, institutions are having to deal with the consequence. They're going to have to restructure, rebuild. But It's simple. Just there was that song that says, one, you're like a dream come true. If I ever think my work is done, then I start back at one. If you ever think your civility work is done, start back at one.
Wow. And again, I know we've done a show called The Power of One. Who can start this movement? Just one. Who can continue this movement? Just one. One added, one person, one city, one state, one region, one continent, one world, one love. How can you help with this movement? By simply getting on board and saying that you're willing to practice the golden rule. That's simple. That's all that it takes. Really, Dr. V? Is that really it? Absolutely. Start by practicing it in your own home. Start by teaching your children in your own home. Start by doing it in your community. Start by doing it with your business. Start by doing it as you go about your daily business and promote it. I wear this here and it says, I can do better. I can do better. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I can do better. When I do better, my household will do better. When my household does better, my community will do better. When my community does better, our state can do better. When our state does better, our world can do better. But it starts with one. Will you do better because there is a solution and you are part of it? Will you do better by talking to your spouse, your friends, your loved ones, your family? Will you be the one that is the catalyst for your area? People often always say this: I can't do it by myself. We're here. We're with you. Will you champion the cause with us? Will you say that you have a solution in your community, on your job, at your church, in your grocery stores? Everywhere you go, you are the solution. Back at you, Sir Clyde Rivers.
If I ever believe my work is done, Professor V, then I start back at one. God bless you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once again, listen, you've been listening to Civility 360. This is the place for all things civility. We come every single week with what? With civility, influence, action. Those are our deliverables. No matter what the conversation is, that's what we come to do. Today, we've talked to you about I have a solution, and the solution is us, but it starts with one. And what we're asking you to do, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You will find a plethora of information that will help you move yourself forward in this thing called life. You will see town halls, you'll see summits, you'll see great shows that literally you can partake of and start acting upon right away. We ask you to go ahead and check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Share the news and share the love. If you are practicing civility, we want to hear about it. You can email us at civility360@gmail.com. If you are a country, a state, a region, or a continent that wants to bring civility to your area, reach out to us at civility360@gmail.com. and simply put in the subject line, whatever it is that you're seeking. We believe that we have the solution, and it starts with us. We look forward to connecting with you next week right here on Civility 360. Blessings to you all.
Professor.